Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing today? Oh, the angle's off. Shoot. Okay. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. My favorite day of the week. It's my favorite day of the week because it's today. Every day is my favorite day of the week. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all in a good mood. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I gotta fix this. So, unlock the wheel. See, before we get started, look, I can move all the way back here. I can walk over here. I no longer have jugs of ISO stacked up here. I no longer have a box of printer stuff here. It's moved over there. We have room because I have room for something that FedEx was supposed to drop off yesterday. And then FedEx decided no. Why you do this, FedEx? Actually, I should be blaming the Canadian Border Service Agency, it's CBSA. Because apparently when a box arrives and it has a value on the box, you just don't believe the value and require proof that I don't have. So I've got a really cool printer that I wish I was playing with, but unfortunately it's stuck at customs because the customs guys are like, yeah, I don't believe the value. And I'm like, yeah, but that is the value. And they're like, yeah, but I don't believe them, but that is the value. Yeah, but we're just gonna hang on to it until you show us proof that that's the value. And I'm like, here's the proof. It's the shipping manifest. And it's like, yeah, no, we don't believe that. How's everyone doing today? Not even a bamboo. Not even a bamboo. You think I would be getting a bamboo? Why would bamboo send me a printer? Let's be honest. But anyways, remember that chainsword we started printing on like Friday or Saturday? Here it is. It's done. I printed it. I glued it all together. I hit it with some gray spray paint just because I wanted to see. I don't know. I found an old can of gray spray paint, so I sprayed it. There we go. Chainsword. Well, actually, it's the Ripper from Fallout. But yeah. Okay. Bamboo. The funny thing is, this printer is more than the bamboos. I gotta fix my bench here. Sorry, I spent actually a good amount of time on Sunday reorganizing this whole garage. It may not look like it, but I cleared out like a lot of stuff. And as part of that is I moved my bench. And so because I moved my bench, it's not in the right camera view anymore. And it's bugging me. So now I got to fix the camera view. So that goes there. You go, no, see, right about there. See, right about there. Is that, no, see, that should be, yeah, right about there. I think right about there is a good spot because I can lock it. Do I got music playing? I should have music playing. Is there music? Where's the music going? Where's the music? Where's the music? There's the music. It's just really quiet. Cool. There we go. Is that good? That should be good. That should be good. That should be good. Left a job that is 2 hours away on a good day. After 50 miles turn, I went back, could not tell where the road was. Oh, the weather that bad? Is it a Magneto X? Oh, dang it, I don't. You come over here. Glomar response. We have lots of magnets. I have a couple magnets. Could you help with Stealth Burner? I want to add my BMS on it now in order to revo, but there's no way to do it. I need to drill the holes myself. What's a BMS? If it's supported, there should be printed files for it. Any of the supported hotends should not require you drilling and tapping anything. Time to tape the floor where the casters are. Yeah, this is actually a completely different position. The problem is I moved everything. So this is not where my toolbox normally is at all, but we're gonna roll with it because YOLO. Oh man, oh no. I don't like this. I don't like this. It's too far away. I gotta move the monitors now. Okay. So you're gonna come forward a bit and you're gonna pivot a bit. There we go. And you're gonna come forward a bit. Don't come into lens view. Don't come into, nope, too much. There we go. And then you are gonna do that. Are you good there? I think we're good there. Are we good there? Are we good there? We're good there? I think we're good there. Are we good there? We're good there. Cool. We're good? We're good. Okay. So if you're wondering what's going on, yeah. Close up. This is what I see. Woo. There's that. There's you guys. Say hi, chat. Say hi, chat. And then look, you can see the floor. Right about there. Tighten that up. Tighten that up. Lock that in position. Spread that out. There we go. So that'll be for the actual building. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And then this is where I build. Cool. Okay. Hi. What are we doing today? Yeah, for those new here, if you happen to be new here, the start of the stream is always a little bit of a random because it takes time for everyone to show up. So I don't like to start and jump right into it. But what you can get started on is every stream we give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. So if you want to win a spool of filament from Polymaker, you need to enter to win a spool of filament from Polymaker. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win. We'll do the draw at the end of the stream. But also, Nerf blaster time. Look. 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 It's the thingies. It's the two parts that I forgot to print. I have them printed now. So that's printed. I've got my bin of things. I've got my LTT source screwdriver. I got a bunch of other tools. So we should be able to jump right into building this. So unfortunately on Saturday, I was hoping to build this and we kind of got screwed because I forgot to print stuff. SLAB. GitHub. Oh yeah, that's a Steve X-ray. So what are we building? This is called the SLAB. It is Silly's lever action blaster. This is the third Nerf blaster that we're building on stream. We started on Saturday. We built the stock. You really didn't miss much because it literally just 8 pieces and you just screw it together. There's nothing fancy with what we've done so far. We got to this part and then it's put the other part on. And I'm like, I don't have that printed. Did I check the rest of the parts? I did. What I did was I went through all the files and all the parts that I would need to print one. I loaded them up in Orca Slicer. So I just went through, I opened all the files in Orca Slicer and I sit here with my box of parts and I went, yep, that's on the list. Yep, that's on the list. So I went through and I'm like, I should have everything now. Unless there's a random part that I just completely didn't load when I loaded an entire folder. So we should be good. There are STLs in the Vor on GitHub, but BMS front STL just has indents, not holes, so I need to drill. I have no idea. I'm not even sure what the BMS is. Is that a hot end? I think it's a hot end. If it has indents, then it's probably meant to be used with just the indents. If it was supposed to have holes, it normally would have holes. When printing Voron parts, you just stick to the basics and wing it with other printings, or you have actual proper profile. I use the stock profile for ABS. I bumped the bed temperature up to 105. I like printing my ABS hot. It's just what I like to do. I changed the wall settings and the infill settings to match the recommended Voron settings. I also adjust the flow rates to the recommended Voron, so force a 0.4 wall, for example, instead of over extruding or under extruding the wall. And then also I printed at half speed, or silent mode. I printed in silent mode, essentially. Because when you print parts in ABS stupidly fast, you don't really get the greatest layer adhesion. And I like my parts not breaking. BMS is the Mark 8 version of the Dragonfly. Oh! I don't know then. If it should just work. I don't know. What do you need to write in the form? I don't know. Have fun. I need your name and your address, or your name and your email address. Beyond that, I don't know. Have fun. Answer the question. It's not a trick question. Just answer the question. What is the question? I don't actually know what the question is today because I set it up yesterday. So let's get to building. So here it is. This is a kit from silverfox Industries. Alternate assembly video. Watch at 1.2. Oh, is this new? Did you add that after last stream? So this is where we left off. So this is built using a Silverfox Industries kit that Apulo sent over. I think he enjoys watching me build blasters, so he keeps sending me kits to build, so I'm not going to complain. All the parts are printed in PETG this time. I wanted to switch it up. So we got PETG parts. Yeah, we built the stock. So you didn't really miss much last time, unfortunately. I am gonna have to play around with my audio though.
Hand looking roughly this. At this point, we are going to attach one side.
There we go. So the music's still playing. It's just gonna be quieter, unfortunately, because I have to watch a video to build this. That's kind of the part that kind of sucks. Is I don't see I'm gonna be jumping back and forth. It doesn't make the cleanest, but it kind of works.
Side panel.
So let's just get right into it.
Side panel. These are what hold linkage of the slab in the back. We're just attaching one right now, so we can further add internal parts, lever and this trigger linkage and all that stuff easier in the future. But we're just attaching the right side panel. This shape here goes into a recess on the inside of that side panel. There are 3 screws that hold this in place. Next, we're going to be covering.
Oh, okay. So this goes right here. This should go right into there. Yeah. And then there's 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There we go. The kit, if you make money from your fusion, make sure you hide the top bar of the window. Oh, I don't CAD anything in Fusion. I don't. Oh, for them, I don't know. For me, I don't CAD anything in Fusion that I make money off of. So I use the free version of Fusion, which I like. I forgot to ping people in Discord. I did the add everyone, did I not? Unless I pinged everyone in the wrong Discord. Oh, send now. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. And then also, I want to give a shout out to Prusa, because the Prusa team was nice enough to send me a care package. No, it's not the XL. But they sent me a care package with a bunch of filament, some hats, a sweater, some swag, and whatnot. So shout out to the Prusa team. Had lunch with dinner with a bunch of the folks when I was over in the UK. If you ever get a chance to go to any of the rap fests, just hang out with the Prusa people. Just shoot the shit with them. They're great folks. So shout out to them for sending me some stuff to prevent me from having to do laundry for another couple days, because I got a bunch of shirts now. There we go. And they also sent me some filament, so that's cool. So 3 screws. There are 3 screws, not 4 lights. There are 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. So we put that in.
Covering the assembly of the lever. To assemble the lever, start with this lever piece. Make sure this hole right here is clear. We will then put in this pin.
Okay, 1 second here. Okay, so we got a pin.
Right here. You will have 2 pins.
Oh.
Of this size and shape. In the kit, the shorter of the 2 pins goes in the lever. As you can see here, this longer.
Okay, so the short one goes into the lever. Okay. Let's make this a little bit easier. So, a tip, get yourself some needle nose pliers. They're super handy for this kind of stuff. Needs to create a dispenser for disposable t-shirts. There we go. So that goes in there. Oop. Found it. There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Your small pin will go in the mag release. So this small one goes in at this point. You will then slide your trigger over that pin, and then you will attach this little cross brace piece over both of those pieces, making sure that the pin goes into the other side of that part, as you can see there.
Okay, so we've got our pin in right here. There's our trigger. Your t-shirt, the crimping ain't easing. Mine's held up pretty okay, a few of mine. The only thing I can say is they are Stream Element shirts, which I do like the quality, but they are produced on demand, put it that way. So it's kind of like, you know, I wish I could do a better shirt, like a super high quality, but like I can't, it's not within my needs. So music's playing. The problem is I have to like manually play with the music level. Because I also have like this playing. I don't have like a fancy setup to have different audio sources. I just have audio source. So yeah. Print time for all of this? I have no idea, to be honest. I printed everything on the bamboo except for the black parts, just because that was the machine I had available. And it took 2 days. I don't know, 2 days to print everything. There was some downtime in there, but yeah. Hey, look. Okay, so we got a trigger. I'll show you 1 second here. Where's my hammer? I want to do a little tap tap. Make sure that's, there we go. There we go, okay. So we got our trigger. So we've attached that other top part on. We got our trigger there. Okay.
Captures. Make sure that doesn't come out. You want to make sure that your trigger is spinning freely on this. You can just work it back and forth on the pin until it spins freely, or if you need to, you can drill out the hole on the trigger. At this point, you will tie an elastic cord through the hole in the trigger down to the hole in the lever down here. As you can see, do a cross section.
Ooh.
As you can see, this is the elastic path. So you want to tie a knot up here on your piece of elastic. Tie 1 knot, stick it all the way through, pull it until it's just strong enough to make the trigger come back. You want the trigger to return to its unpulled state whenever you let go of it. Once you're at that point, you can then tie a knot on the other end of the elastic. Make sure that the elastic is pulled tight while you are tying the knot. You can kind of wiggle the knot further up the elastic into the hole. You can then trim off the excess elastic for the rest of the build. And then you can use a lighter or a heat gun or something like that on the ends of the elastic, and that will make sure that the ends of the elastic don't fray. And at that point, if you're...
Okay. Actually, let me... playback speed, 1.25. There we go. For Rico Shammy, $2. 2 bits for darts. Appreciate it. I will admit, while I was cleaning up the room the other day, I found a lot of darts. I found a lot of darts the other day. Is 1 knot enough, or do I got to do 2? Let's see here. Is 1 dart enough, or do I need, or 1 knot enough, or do I need 2? Oh yeah, 1's enough. No. Oh. Yeah, no, 2 darts, or two darts, two knots. Oh. There we go. Just bought an A1 non-mini as my second printer for Voron, my first bamboo product. Pretty cool. Nice. At least you didn't get suckered into buying the A1. I feel sorry for anyone who did that. I can't believe they did that. That is such an Apple move of Bamboo to do that. To come out with a basic, compact, entry-level machine, and then 1 month later, for $100 more, come out with like the actual full-size, like proper version for $100 difference. That is, no, I don't like that. Yeah, the people who got the A1 Mini got, I'm not gonna say they got taken, but they got taken. Bamboo thanks you for your purchase. There you go. Okay. So now, pull that tight. I gotta put a knot in it. They learned it from Creality. Creality didn't come out with a small printer than a big printer, though, did they? They just came out with their Ender, and then what they did was they just kept releasing it. I want that tighter. Oh. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. That works. Okay, so is it okay if it's this slow? Like, it should be okay. That should be okay. Because it's just meant to pull it back down. Okay, so cut this. Hit it with the lighter really quickly. There we go. Save that. Okay.
Trigger pull is pulling adequately for you. Your lever is done. There is your lever. It's worthwhile mentioning that there is one extra screw hole up here, as you can see, in the tip of the trigger. This screw hole is not meant to be filled with a screw unless it is necessary later in the assembly process. When you are first firing the blaster, there will be two ways to adjust the trigger feel and how far the catch gets pushed down. One of those ways will be the trigger linkage itself. The other way that you will be able to do that is with the trigger. You can put a screw into this tip, and that will just push the trigger mechanism slightly further with less of a trigger pull on your end. For now,
how do I feel about the Ender 3 V3 SE? Which one is that? Ender 3 V3 S3 new XL Primo edition with the racing stripes. One, it could print things that defy gravity without support. Two, it's an Ender 3. It's probably fine. Not the best printer in the world, but it's probably fine. It's an Ender 3. Like, they're kind of hard to fuck up at this point, let's be honest.
Bring the assembly of the turnaround, Magwell, RAM.
Oh god.
This might take a bunch of parts to do at once, but these are all closely interacting parts, so I'm just going to put them all in the same section. First, we're going to assemble our Magwell right here.
Okay.
This is a Magwell of the SLAB. This Magwell uses a piece of plastic, as you can see here, to hold the mag release up against the mag to catch it. We're going to assemble this area before we assemble the rest of that turnaround and plunger assembly.
Okay.
First, you're going to put one screw on one side of the Magwell. These two screws here are what keep the pin in the middle, right there, in place. And that pin is what the mag release pivots on.
Okay.
So you will put one screw right here.
Okay. So put one screw right there, I guess. Hello, people. Hello.
At that point,
you
will hold your mag release into this area right here and try to line up the hole that goes through it. As you can see here, there's a hole that goes through it. You're going to try and line up that hole with this hole right here.
And
Goes
push the pin through?
Magwell. You will then stick this pin through this side of the magwell, through the mag release, and run it up against that screw.
Okay.
So,
and then I'm assuming you put the other pin in after. Okay, so again, we've put one screw in. We line this up with the hole, which I can't see, which is right there. Put our pin in. Oh, that actually went in pretty good. And then you got, I guess you have to like push it past the point where you can put the other screw in. And then I guess that holds it in. Oh, also, I forgot to say that, I forgot to announce it at the beginning of the stream. Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest is a go. I got my hotel booked, I got my flight booked, I did all that this morning. Got a sponsor for it all lined up. So Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest is a go. So yay! So if you're going to Colorado in April around the funny day, I'll be there.
Location right here. Once you are sure that the pin is in all the way, this screw hole will be clear. You will be able to see all the way through and see that the pin is no longer blocking this space right here. You can then put your second screw in all the way, and then you can test the mag release. Make sure that it's moving freely, just kind of wobbling back and forth. The elastic up here is what makes it stay in place without rattling around. So for this piece of elastic up here, you just want to tie one end of a piece of elastic.
I'm assuming it's this, yeah.
Pull it so it's reasonably tight, stick it through the other end of the hole, and tie another knot on the other end, and then you can test your magwell with a magazine. Just make sure that the magazine can go in, which it should be able to, and then try and pull the magazine out the bottom. You want to have it so the magazine is...
Okay, let's do that. I know what we're doing here. And I think Silly's in chat too, who is the designer of this, by the way. Are you printing okay? Okay. If you hear a knock on the door, let me know, because I got my noise canceling headphones in. You know, you guys are also listening to noise canceling. But I'm printing something for a buddy, and I don't know if he's going to show up today to pick it up. But if they do, they'll probably knock on the door. So. Doing a little bit of side government work. There we go. Yeah, Rocky Mountain Hype. A ton of people from the Voron team are going to be there. Last time we were there, we announced whatchamacallit, V24, which is now Phoenix. Will something be announced this year at Rocky Mountain? Would be cool. Voron CNC. I didn't say anything. Maybe it's Voron resin. Maybe it's the mythical Voron Delta will finally see the light of day. Who knows? I mean, I know, but I'm not going to tell you, because where's the fun in that? I may be having a few hundred Voron rulers made to drop my... Apulo, you don't have to do that. I appreciate it, but you don't have to do that. Besides, aren't you a rat rig guy now? Don't you have a rat rig? Aren't you a rat rig guy now? They all laugh when you all laugh now, but you won't be laughing when you're enjoying the refreshing Voron shower. Okay. Grab some darts. We'll grab a magazine. So that goes in, that locks in place, and I push that, and it should drop out. Yeah. So mag catch works. Reloading, pull that out, clap that in, pull that out, clap that in. We're good. We're good.
position where it normally would be in the blaster. You want the magazine roughly in this spot when you're testing if you can pull it out the bottom. Because if you have it up here and then you yank it all the way through, the mag release won't even have time to touch the mag catch, and it will just come right out. If you can pull it out the bottom, tighten the elastic some more. If you cannot pull it out the bottom, then you're good. We can move on to the next part.
We're good.
Next, we're going to assemble the plunger of the slab. As you can see here, this is the plunger. It consists of a plunger rod, which is this piece, 2 O-rings. I'll screw on the back.
Oh shoot! What I no, what I do? Oh no. Okay.
Magwell. So 3. This piece, 2 O-rings.
Okay, so I got my plunger tube. I got that. So there's like 2 different versions of this. I printed the one that goes through the front. There's like a short version and a long version. I printed the long version, and there's like a little cap. I don't know what the difference is between the two, but I printed the long version because like every picture I see of this has like the little bull nose at the front. So I printed the long version. I hope it's okay.
Okay. 2 printed pieces that make up the head of the plunger.
So it's one piece, which...
First take your plunger rod. You'll then put over this piece right here.
Okay.
It's kind of a cup that holds the spring. There are 2 screws, one on each side, that go into the plunger rod. And you can just put in those screws all the way.
Okay. So I'm putting the one in, I'm getting it started, I'm getting the other one started, finishing it, and then going back to the first one. Steve's here? Hi, Steve, if you're here. Oh, unless it's a different Steve. Either way, hi, Steve. There you go. Okay.
At this point, you can then attach this front piece onto the end of that.
With 2 more screws.
On the end, there are 2 screws in the front of this. Put those.
There we go. I'm trying to remember. There was something else I wanted to talk about today, but I can't remember what it was. There's Rocky Mountain. I've announced that. Got the printed parts here. Complain about FedEx. Oh, the community contest. I don't know if I mentioned it last stream on Saturday there, but the community contest for this month is open on the Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, go join the Discord and enter for your chance to win. We have some Polymaker filament to give away and some Only Benchies merch. So either your choice of a hat or a t-shirt off of the merch store. Link in the video description if you're interested, or exclamation mark merch. Why isn't the T capitalized? It's subtle. It's subtle. The reason the T isn't capitalized in Nero 3D, the Canuck Creator, is because I'm switching over to Canuck Creator as the branding on this channel. In case you haven't noticed, branding doesn't really mean much on this channel. I'm Nero 3D. My name's Taylor. Hi. The name of the channel is just the banner I operate on. The content's staying the same. I'm just gonna do more stuff. So the reason the isn't capitalized is because I don't want it to be the Canuck Creator. So eventually when I drop the Nero 3D part at the front, I'm also dropping the part. It'll just be Canuck Creator. So I don't want the Canuck Creator because I don't want that to be the branding. I don't want it. So that it's subtle, it's psychological. The T isn't capitalized because it's not going to be important. But anyways.
Screws in. This goes through this other orange piece and into the rod. It's worthwhile mentioning that if you have elephant's foot on your print of this back piece, this edge right here, this edge might be sharp and might be rubbing up against the inside of the punch tube. If you have elephant's foot on this edge, take a pair of scissors or an X-Acto blade or something like that stuff. Then you will take an O-ring and you will wrap it around these arms on the plunger head. So it looks roughly this. This will provide padding for the front of the plunger head. These bits there.
Okay, so this is quite easy. You basically just do every other. Voila.
Taking out the front of it, we'll hit up against the end of the plunger tube, the turnaround, and provide some padding for if you dry fire. And then at that point, you can then stick this O-ring onto the end of the plunger. and that is what will actually make the seal against the plunger tube. Next, we can assemble your RAM. To assemble this piece, we're just gonna put no RAM.
Ooh, the RAM. Mine looks different than that. Okay, I don't have this little bulbous nubbin on the end. I'm assuming it don't matter.
Over the end. You can put 2 on there. There are 2 in the kit. 2 will give you a better seal, but it will also make the prime very slightly more resistive, I guess. You will have to work against opening 2 O-rings versus opening 1 O-ring when you are priming the blaster. All of that is almost completely solved by just lubricating your RAM O-rings. So,
okay, so we got 2 O-rings on the RAM. I'm assuming the design changed since this video was filmed, because mine doesn't have the little nubbin on the end. It's just flat on the end. So, actually, I'm gonna clean up this a little bit. There we go. Is this my design? Oh, hell nah. I can't design stuff like this.
I recommend that you put a little bit of lubrication, just a little bit of lube on these, not so
Yeah.
wet.
I'm gonna lube all these up as I assemble it.
As you can see, these.
Is that thunder? It's raining like crazy where I am right now.
Rams will just go into the turnaround. You just want to push this in and out of the turnaround a bunch of times, work around the lubrication. Some people have the O-rings on.
Ooh, where? Which part? I got 2 of these. Oh, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, okay, that goes into there, and I'm looking at this, and this is all flat, and I'm like, oh wait, I forgot, I had the wrong print settings on, so I gotta clear off a bunch of flashing. Uno momento. Let me fix this. By flashing, I mean brim. Okay. Clean that up. You know, on the bright side, I had really good layer adhesion with this. Power outage on stream. No, we're not gonna have a power outage. We're not gonna have a power outage. This blaster is getting built today, regardless of what anyone says. We are building this today. There we go. Okay. Is there screw holes in there? Well, we'll find out in a second. No. Okay. And then this goes in here. So let me put a little bit of the goopy stuff on this. Please don't cut myself on stream. Yes, but think of the content. Think of the content. I mean, if you want to be all cool, guess what? Today was the thing I'm printing for Buddy. I printed it in black, but he's like, oh wait, I need it in white, and the only white I had was PETG, which I haven't printed PETG on any of my Vorons in a while. And guess what happened the very first time I tried to print PETG on a Voron in a while? I killed a Revo because it blobbed up and the nozzle smashed into a giant chunk of blob and took it out. So yeah, cut towards your buddy, not your body. I know. That's why I do it, because we get 20 different people that go cut towards your body, your buddy, not your body in chat, and I get a farm engagement doing it. That's why I do it. Do as I say, not as I do. Unless you want to be farmed for engagement metrics. That's how we roll around here. Although, to be honest, I do make a conscious effort to be safe. It's just I have so many bad habits from working in a tool shop for like a good chunk of my adult life that I just kind of roll with it because it's like, yeah, you're not supposed to clean your hands with methanol, but you do anyways. If you know anyone in the trade, it's kind of the same thing. Close that. I've been getting Hydro Alert. Oh, dude, my phone has been going off all day with Hydro One and not Hydro One, the weather app with the warnings.
A bunch of times, I work around the lubrication.
Check your parts to see is FFI including a silicone pad for the plunger. I've got this. This is what I got. So no, I don't have a silicone pad for the plunger. Are you talking about like this smashing, this like hitting into like whatever surface it meets? No, I don't. Hydro. Oh, for you non-Ontarians, we call power hydro here. It's really dumb, but the power provider for a lot of the province of Ontario, Canada, is Hydro 1, and hydro is water, for those that don't know. But a lot of our power is hydroelectric, so we call it hydro. So we get our hydro bill, which is our power bill. The water bill is its own thing. It's stupid, I know, but if I ever say here, like you ever hear me say hydro bill or the hydro company, I'm talking about the power company because they make power. They make power with water. And then, to be fair, they also make power with nuclear, which is also water. So, anyways,
the O-rings on the tips of their RAM come off when they're using the blaster. It's very rare, but it does happen. If that is happening to you, take an O-ring and then put a little dab of glue, super glue, or
yeah, that ain't coming off,
or something in this channel here. Then
okay,
put
we're
your
good.
O-ring on, let the glue set, then lubricate it. It's also worthwhile mentioning that there are versions of this RAM that are slightly tighter. There are these two standard ones with the flat face and the pointy face. Then there's also a pointy face and a flat face tighter, and those just have a slightly tighter O-ring channel that will squeeze it out slightly more, give you a slightly better seal if this is not tight enough. I also have an alternate version of the RAM.
I printed the standard one.
Hardware where it has
seems okay
on the end that you can tighten in and out with a different O-ring that you can then tighten the screw in and out.
I think we're okay.
It more or less to adjust the seal. That's not really necessary for the standard version of the kit, but if you want to go out and get parts for that, you can feel free. Next, we're going to assemble the turnaround itself, which is this piece right here. It's called the turnaround because it is the part that takes the air coming out the plunger tube right here.
Oh!
To go out the barrel. As you can see in this cross section,
oh,
there are some O-rings on the inside of the turnaround. There are these two O-rings up here, which seal up against the barrel. And then there's also this O-ring down here, which is a semi-optional thing. So on the turnaround, you can print two different versions of the turnaround. There's one version that is all one piece.
That's what I have right here.
One solid piece. There's also a version of the turnaround that has two separate pieces, as you can see here. The bit that is attached to the plunger tube is separated. Now, that is done because on the slab, the plunger tube is glued to the turnaround. I did some testing in the past. There's really no other good way to attach the plunger tube to the turnaround in a solid assembly. I tried screws, but those will crack the plunger tube over time. I tried a thumb screw on the bottom that would kind of clamp down on the plunger tube, but that would just come loose. You can use pretty much any kind of glue that you want, really. You can use super glue, you can use epoxy, you can use hot glue, any of that stuff works great. I personally use hot glue or super glue. Super glue if I want to go fast.
We're going to be using two-part epoxy because that's all I got right now.
Hot glue if I ever want to use that plunger tube for something else in the future. Now, why did I split these two parts? Well, if you care about having a very good seal, you want to print the one-piece turnaround. That just removes
the turnaround is one piece now. You can ignore the warning about gluing on the plunger tube. So I've got the two-part one and I've got the one-part one. Should I just do the one-part one? Should I not bother with the two-part one? I'm assuming just ignore the two-part.
Lose an extra point of failure for an O-ring, but if you want to maybe use your slab kit for a different version of the slab that might come in the future,
use the one piece, okay.
Version of the slab I might work on, or something else where this turnaround piece would be modified in the design. That is why there is the separated version, because since you're semi-permanently attaching your plunger tube to this printed piece, I don't want it so if I ever make a change to this printed piece and you want to upgrade, then you would need to buy a new plunger tube because your plunger tube is stuck to the old version. But with this split version, you can just attach it to this piece right here, and then that is screwed.
Okay, so I can skip all that.
But that does add an extra O-ring on the inside, which is this one, which can leak air. So if you care about having a good seal, I recommend that you print the one-piece turnaround. If you care about ever using your slab
okay, so one piece
for a different version of the slab, then I recommend that you use the removable turnaround piece. Green, aha. Now you can see the O-rings.
Woo!
As you can see, This is the turnaround for the slab. There is one big O-ring right here.
Okay.
The bit where the plunger tube goes over. Put that O-ring on right away. There are then 2 O-rings on the inside of the turnaround. These 2 O-rings people have trouble with putting on, similar to the Lynx by Ryan Blasters, but you can just shove these 2 O-rings in through this front hole, and then I use my pinky finger
to just line them up.
These into the channels that are inside.
Okay.
That hold them in place.
Okay, so let's do that. So we get the big one, which this just goes around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. I can get it to go around the outside. There we go. Okay, so that's around the outside. Now we got 2 of these smaller ones. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of lube on these. One, just to get them a little wet. O-rings, this was something that was told to me, like when I was working in the trade, is never use O-rings dry. Always, even if they're just going to sit there, always lube them a little bit. They last longer. So also they will stay in position better. They won't fall out as easily. So we're just gonna shove them into their slots, I guess. Man, I should not have printed this in black. Let's print it in black. It'll look cool. Unable to see anything. Okay, this is gonna be a nightmare. Oh, it's because it's in one oh, it's in 2 separate channels. Okay, that's why. Okay, I think okay, whoa. No, you stay there. There we go, okay. I think I got one in. Yeah, this is definitely the hard part. Yeah, this is asking for a an installation tool, as RU is saying. Okay. Also, don't print it in black so you can actually see what you're doing. Oh man, this is Vaseline. I'm using super lube. Normally, if I need to get it in a hole, super lube works great. Ooh. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. One second. I got lube all over my hands. You come with me. Will you reach? You will not reach. Where did I put that power cable? I don't know. Is it over here? It's over here. Plug you in. The power of the sun. Aim directly at this thing. go. Hey, I can see what I'm doing now. Oh, jeez. I'm like, I only have, why do I only see one? It's because I only have one in there. Okay. Okay, so one's in position. It doesn't want to get in its groove. You're not the emperor. Get in your groove. You don't need a new one, just get in the old one. It's like you can slowly like walk it in. Yeah. Nope, stay, nope. Nope, nope, get back in there. You're not gonna see. It's in there. Trust me, it's in there. Right? It's in there. Okay, we're good. An installation tool would help if you could put it in the other side, and that would basically act like a plunger. So when you put the O-ring in, it couldn't like flop down, right? Because you got your O-ring and you're trying to put it in a groove like this. The problem is the O-ring OD is bigger than the ID of the small hole. So it like it flips, like it doesn't stay circular. It does like that, and it bunches up, and it flips sideways. It's not like vertical. So if you had a tube or a printed tool that was the exact same size as the ID in here, you could put it in from the bottom, line it up with the bottom of the actual groove it sits in, and that way when you shove it in, it can't like go down. That way you can just shove it into the thing and it'll just go in. And then you slide it up for the top one, or you do the top one then the bottom one. Because right now it just kind of flops all over the place and it's super annoying. Okay.
Cross section you can see.
Okay, so I got those two in.
And those are just going to hold those two O-rings in place. This can take a few minutes, can be a bit of a pain in the butt. You might need to use a screwdriver to poke it around in there, but in the end, you just want to have your two O-rings in there and in those cavities there. Those are what will seal up against the barrel once we put that in later. At this point, you can then also put in this small little nut and this small little thumb screw. Those are what keep the barrel in place on the slabs.
Okay, so put that nut and barrel in there. Actually, let me get this guy out so I can lube this one up. I am getting grease all over my Stream Deck. There we go. Not Steam Deck, Stream Deck. You can put the barrel on the top. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you could put the barrel in there, I guess.
Nut in there, into that slot.
Okay, so put a nut in, and then put that in. Okay. So.
See, there's a little cavity there. And then what I do is I stick my pinky finger in there again, hold it up against that slot, and then I thread in this thumb screw in all the way. So it's nice and tight up against that nut. And that is what will tighten up against the barrel later in assembly to keep it in place.
Okay, so we got the little nut in there, and then put this little thumb screw in there. It's a grease deck. Haha, David. Funny guy. Actually, my hands are all greasy right now. 1 second. Do as I say, not as I do. Ooh, wow. Okay, found all the cuts. Oh yeah, that's a paper cut. That's a paper cut. There we go. Okay, back to work.
Next in the assembly process, we are going to attach the turnaround to the Magwell. There are a few small steps to this. It's very important, though, that you attach the turnaround to the Magwell before you glue on the plunger tube. It doesn't matter if you have a removable plunger tube or the one-piece turnaround. You want to attach the Magwell to the turnaround before you glue on the plunger tube.
Okay.
Otherwise, some screws are a pain in the butt to get to, so do this before you glue the thing. Do it before you glue it. To assemble the Magwell to the turnaround, you will first want to attach this feed guide to the back of the turnaround. You can see there are 4 screw holes in the back of the turnaround. The top 2 are for this feed guide. So you just put it up against the back of the turnaround and you put in these 2 screws. And those will just keep that in place. And that will guide darts into the back of the turnaround when you are priming the blaster. Now.
Okay. Actually, shoot, did I? Where is the... Oh, there. Okay, it shows 4 holes. I only got 2 holes in the back of this. Oh well. There we go. Get started. Go in from the bottom of the Magwell and turn around, not the back. What? Oh, it attaches from the front now, not the back. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so we attach that on. Again, all these screws thread into plastic, so when you're tightening them, don't over tighten. You'll feel it when they're good. Okay, so we got that part glued on or attached on.
Next, you're going to take this assembly right here, and it has dovetails on the back of the turnaround.
What was that?
You're going to take this
depending on when you printed your Magwell might hit the point. Okay, so I don't got to worry about that.
Assembly right here, and it has dovetails on the back of the turnaround. As you can see here, these two holes or slots right here, and this one short slot there, goes on onto these rails. So those are just going to slide down onto that, and then your Magwell is roughly in place. And then you will put in these 2 screws.
Okay. So this just slides on, I guess. Oh. Okay. And then it says it screws from the front, but oh, is it? Oh, down here. It's down here.
Screws.
I think.
Through the turnaround into the top of the Magwell.
Yeah, because
after that's done, you can.
Yeah, because there's no screw holes down here. So yeah, if you look on this, it's showing attach up here.
The Magwell.
It attaches at the bottom now because I have these 2 holes down here. Okay, there we go. What is that answer to what? To what? What did I say? Skill testing question. I don't know. Put an answer. Have fun. Okay, so we got those 2 in. So that is now one solid piece.
After that's done, you can test again if your Magwell is working correctly. So you can just take your magazine once again and stick it in there. Make sure that the feed lips are lining up properly, so it's stopping in the correct position. This feed guide piece right here is what is keeping the magazine from going all the way through the top of the Magwell. So you want to make sure that your magazine is still fitting and feeding and going into the Magwell nicely. We are now going to glue.
Okay, so let's do that. Behold. Tube. And it goes pew.
Plunger tube onto the turnaround.
What?
Extremely important. Before you glue the plunger tube to the turnaround, you want to have all the previous steps done.
So am I gluing this on still?
Reach these two screws right here with a massive plunger tube in your way. You can see here how much of a pain in the ass that would be to reach those bits. People have done it before, but it's not a fun time. So before you glue on the plunger tube, do those two screws. Same goes for the O-rings on the inside of here. To attach the plunger tube to the blaster, you can see that there is a space behind the O-ring, which is kind of flat. This space.
Okay, so I do need to glue it. Okay.
This is where you will place some glue. I personally use super glue and hot glue. That will keep the plunger tube in place. You're going to put glue.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to make some glue because I don't have glue. So make some 2-part epoxy. It stinks, but it works. I need a zip tie. That'll work. Make sure to rough up sanding the printed part. Yep. The printed part should be good. I mean, it is epoxy, so it should be pretty bitey. I'm going to rough up the bottom of the tube, so it's got something to bite onto the tube. It's not the printed part I'm worried about it biting to. It's the tube. So mix up this epoxy. Make sure you rough up or sand the printed part. Okay, so the glue sticks well. I'd rub some sand on the inner part of the tube. Yeah. There we go. So I'm assuming this doesn't need to like completely glue all of it, but I do need to get like there we go. Because the tube or the O-ring will act like the seal, so just slide that on, spin that. Clean off that excess. There we go. Spin it around. There we go. And now we wait for the tube to tube. Yeah, there we go. So I've got it nice. I put a few dabs around the bottom. I got it on. I spun it. The O-ring is sealed. That is tube. Tube.
All the way around this piece. Not too much glue because you don't want it to seep out and make a mess. But a little line of glue all the way around this, except for in this area right here at the top, which is hard to reach, but all the way around this outside edge that you can easily reach. You will then take your plunger tube, then you can put the plunger tube on all the way and spin it to spread around the glue. So we will be taking this and we're just going to spin it around that, and that will make sure that the glue is spread around nicely under there. At this point, you are going to look at it, make sure that the glue is spread around nicely, clean up any excess glue that kind of spilled out the edges on the outside, use a wet paper towel or something like that, just clean that off. At this point, you're going to set aside your entire turnaround assembly, just set it aside, don't touch it.
Okay.
Leave it alone for a bit. let that glue fully set. You don't want to rip off the plunger tube off the thing with glue still on it that's not dry, because then you'll have glue all over everything, which sucks. Leave it alone, let it dry completely. Then,
Yeah, don't put glue on the O-ring.
Fully dried, you can continue with the rest of assembly. Next,
We're continuing right now.
First off, this is what it looks when it's finished. Just so you can see, underneath that handguard, there are these pieces, and then these are aluminum bars. To start off assembly, we're going to be building this specific portion of the muzzle, and then from this point we will build off on it. To begin assembly, we are going to take this frontmost muzzle piece, and whatever cap you're going to use. This is a bottle nose. This is in the bit of the files that lets you use the longer plunger rods. The longer plunger rods are just there because sometimes people have issues with the short plunger rod not catching with the higher spring loads or very loose print tolerances. If you're having issues with your short plunger rods rotating inside of the plunger instead of staying in position, switch to a long plunger rod.
Well, we're just going to go right to the long.
On long plunger rods, they stick out the tip of the muzzle, so you need something to cover it up. On shorty plunger rods, you can just have a small flat cap there, and both of these have little places to mount a sling. So you're going to attach your muzzle piece.
I'm not putting a sling on mine because, let's be honest, it's a Nerf blaster. You don't need a sling. You don't need a sling on a Nerf blaster. So we're just doing, just this goes straight on like that. No sling. Well, these parts are a little tight. Get in there. There we go. Whatever happened to the Blade Runner blaster? I gotta reprint it all. I didn't have luck with the printed parts because they were resin and they cracked. And Soraya Tech was nice enough to send some better resin, and I reprinted a few parts, and it's still kind of eh. So I'll revisit it at some point, but probably not right now because I don't have all my resin stuff set up. So maybe in the summer. But yeah, I gotta reprint it. There we go. Okay, so I got the bull nose on.
Choice is that these two screws right here, those go through that piece right into the muzzle. This hole up here hasn't been used by anything that I have made at time of recording, but I just put it there because there's two screw holes on the bottom, so I figured that there should be at least one screw hole at the top for people to make aftermarket things for. After you use whatever muzzle piece you're going to use, you then attach these two aluminum bars. These are the two long bars. Yeah, you want to attach the holes that are threaded, these two close together holes, not on the muzzle. You want the one hole in the front that is unthreaded, and then we will put a screw through that, and it will keep those bars in place. With current bar production, the holes are the same size as the screw head, so the screw head won't clamp down on the bars, but the bars will kind of ride on the side of the screw head. This hasn't caused any issues for me so far, so that's just how it's assembled. So as a consequence of that, you don't want to thread in the screw all the way, but you do want to get it so the screw head is halfway down this hole. So imagine that this right here is the screw head. You wouldn't want it flush that. You would actually want it somewhere like that kind of distance into the screw hole. Now, you don't want it threaded all the way into the screw hole, because then there's barely anything grabbing onto the hole. So once you have these bars attached, we will then put our catch into the muzzle. There are two different versions of the catch. One of them is slightly wider. Okay,
let's do this. So we got that started. That just goes there, I guess. And just so it's just below the surface, I guess. There we go. Sure, that works, I guess, but nothing actually holds it. So. Okay, so that'll go there. That'll go there. And then what I'm going to do is I got an elastic band over here somewhere. Actually, right here. And we're just going to put an elastic band around it for now. Because, yeah. There we go. Good old elastic band. And it's orange, so it matches. Okay.
As you can see, so this one's slightly thinner, this one's slightly wider. Now that's just to remove some wiggle there. Wiggle doesn't cause issues unless there's something weird with your blaster, and at least one person had an issue with the catch being slightly wiggly inside of that front area, causing issues with catching. Now you want to put the catch into the muzzle with the sloped side facing away from the front of the blaster, so you can see.
Okay.
Slightly sloped side of the catch, and that you want facing the plunger tube. You want this fully flat side facing the front of the blaster, and preferably you want to print on this fully flat side as well. And then we will wrap some elastic around it. Now, it's very important to note a few things about the elastic. The elastic on the muzzle can be a pain in the butt to tie if you're using the loose elastic in the kit. So what I and several other beta testers did during beta testing was we took elastic hair ties, and those are a closed loop of elastic, and if you just put those over the muzzle and double over itself, so you put the elastic on the thing, pull it taut, then twist it, so basically 2 loops in a figure 8 pattern, and then you stick the other loop over it again, then that was a perfect amount of catching pressure to let the blaster function correctly. But what is included in the kit is the same elastic cord that is used for the trigger and for the mag release. You can still tie this elastic cord around the muzzle, but it's not as easy as using a hair tie.
Yeah.
So
Okay. 2 is a...
I recommend that you use a hair tie. It should be elastic that's roughly the same diameter as the cord that you got, or slightly wider. You want it to have roughly the same amount of force.
That works.
Now for the elastic cord, you want to take the elastic cord and just loop it around it twice.
Yeah. Let me make it look clean.
Down here on the bottom of the muzzle to keep it in place, but you know you need to take some care to not let it slip off the end. Then you're going to tie a knot on it to make sure that it doesn't unravel. Then you're going to tie a second knot to make sure that that doesn't unravel. And then what I do with the knot is you can't have it underneath the handguard because there's no space for it really. So I just have it kind of dangling here in the corner.
There we go.
It's not optimal, but if you want to have no knot visible, then get an elastic hair tie. They're cheap. They're available in convenience stores, gas stations.
I don't have one.
Just everywhere. So just go get some elastic hair ties
There we go.
if you want the cleanest look for your slab. And at that point, you want to test if your catch is sliding freely in this space. You want to kind of push it down this, and that's the movement that will be making in the blaster as well. It'll be going up and down just this. So if it's going up and down and returning cleanly, then you can move on. If it's not, then you might need to lightly sand the sides of it or trim.
We're good. There's a lot of room in there.
Exact blade or something like that. These corners
Okay.
up here of the catch, if your printer is not well tuned, it might have made those slightly wider than the body of the rest of the catch. It might have overshot the corner and made a little bulge in there. Just trim that off. Once this piece of the muzzle is done, you can then set it aside and work on the other piece of the muzzle. To assemble this piece of the muzzle, we are going to take a little L of orange plastic right here. This pin, this is a short takedown pin. You're going to take this piece and you're going to slide it in. And then you're going to drive this pin all the way in. At this point, you want...
Okay, so we got this part. Let me clean this up here. I really don't like cleaning up PETG parts. They don't clean up as nice as like ABS, like with the deburring tools. They make more fuzz. It's harder to keep them as clean, I find. Nope. There we go. Okay. So this goes in here, I guess. Oh, towards the back. Okay. So yeah, this goes. Oh. Okay, and then I put this in. This does something. I don't know what it does, but it does something.
To make make sure that this orange piece is rotating
What is more fun to build and tinker with, a V0 or a Micron? Probably,
pretty loosely.
depends what you want to tinker with, like.
Muzzle piece, and it should be able to flop around. It should be moving kind of this. If it's not
Okay.
moving for you, that your pin might be too tight. At that point, I would just take this orange piece, fold it out so it is poking out the front completely, kind of like that, and then just kind of pry on this. So I'll pull this bit up here, this direction, and that will pry out this bottom bit just a little bit. That doesn't help. Also jam a flathead screwdriver in between that piece and that piece, right there. And kind
There
of
we
pry
go.
out just a little bit. You just want a tiny bit of extra space there so this orange piece can move freely. At that point, we're going to take this whole muzzle piece and we're going to slide it over the bars. So you're going to take this piece and slide it all the way over here, all the way down these parts, all the way up to that. Make sure that is snug up against this front piece so the elastic can't shoot off the front piece while you are working on the rest of the elaster. You're then going to take your handguard and you're going to slide that on from the bottom. This should be able to slide up this over those pieces. Just that. As you're sliding on this handguard, it has two little cutouts, one on each side, and a big track along the bottom. And that is space for the elastic. So you're going to slide this on from the bottom so it can capture the elastic. And that will make sure that the elastic doesn't fly off the back as you're doing the rest of your stuff. So put that on all the way. And then there are 6 screws, 2 on each side, and then 2 on the bottom. And then you have...
Okay, so we got that. So this is now on. Okay. And there we go. Oh. Okay. Yeah, the magnets on it being a bit strong are kind of annoying at times, but I mean, I'd rather the magnets be too strong than too weak. There we go. Oh, I gotta slide you up. You didn't know I was live? How'd you not know I was live? I'm live every day. No, I'm not. I'm always live. Two-ish days of print time. Yeah, I would say if you had one printer, this is a 2-day print. If your printer is relatively modern and it's got a decent sized bed and nothing fails, you could probably knock this out in 2 days easily. If you got more than one printer, yeah, easily 2 days. Easily less than 2 days, probably, actually. Freaking hell, I forgot to check that. Really? Really? I'm just noticing that. I got, you know how PETG likes to make those little blobs on the wall? I've got one inside this tube. Where are my files at? Okay, I think we're good. Okay.
Your muzzle and handle fully assembled.
Sweet.
In assembly, we are going to put together the top cover area and the top rail. To start this out, we are going to take the top cover, which is that green bit there, and you're going to take this short.
Clean this up. There we go. Okay.
Your aluminum rod, and you're going to put the side with 2 bar spaced hole into the slot in the front of the top cover piece. As you can see, it'll line up something like that. So you want the 2 threaded holes to be facing away from the top cover. You will then put 1 screw into this hole here. Keep in mind to space the head about halfway down this hole into the insert bar, as we did with the muzzle. When that is on, you can try lightly pulling the aluminum bar out of the top cover piece. If it doesn't come out, you have successfully attached it. Next, we will just attach the 2 pieces of rail. Those just slide over the aluminum bar. Both pieces of rail have a pointy end and a flat end. The 2 flat ends of the rail are supposed to be touching. The 2 pointy ends are supposed to be on either end of the combined. The backmost rail section.
There we go.
Out there to let you easily put darts into the slab. While it is fine, you can stick your finger in there and single load darts. This is also a good point to attach any sights that you were putting on the rails. So as you can see, these are the 2 sights for the slab that are in the files. These are actually flipped around the wrong way, so you would actually want these flat faces facing you when you are holding the blaster. These are just held in with some screws, 1 on each side of each sight, and those just keep them in place.
Okay, so we got our rails. That one goes on first. That one goes on second. We got our sights. How do these pop on? Do they just slide on? I guess they just slide on. Okay. Definitely need a scope. I'm not putting a scope on this. It's a lever action. In fact, the only one that has a actual scope on it is my pump, and it's got a little red dot on it. So the bolt action should have a scope. Put an ACOG. I don't have an ACOG. I've got a, it's a 1 to 4 Burris one on the AR that I could technically steal and put on it. You know. Got that nice little throw lever on it, so you can quickly change it up. It's on the 3-gun rifle. Print to ACOG. I don't think you can print an ACOG. Also, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of ACOGs. I've used them. I'm not a huge fan. I prefer. I'm just not a huge fan of them. Too heavy. Too big. Okay, so we got our sights on. Ooh, wow, sights. Okay. Keep playing.
If at the end of this assembly period, your rail ends up being a bit too short in between the muzzle and the top cover, if there's a tiny little gap there's also a little spacer that you can print this. And that just goes in between the 2 pieces of rail, and that just gives you a little bit of extra material there, in case your rails are wobbly front to back. If they're wobbly up and down, you can just put a piece of electrical tape or duct tape along the top of the rail, just a little strip down the middle of it, and that will give it just a little bit of extra friction, and that will tighten it up. You can then attach the RAM. I recommend... Okay,
so these are loose, so let me tighten it up, and I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna use blue tape. Why blue tape? Because that's the tape I have right now. So we're just gonna put that there. And it's easy to remove. So what you do is you put that on there, you get your file, and wow, that tape is horrible. This blue tape is horrible. Why is this horrible? Oh, because that's the knockoff brand. There we go, Scotch 3M. Also probably doesn't help my greasy fingers have been touching it probably this whole time. We'll just wrap it. How's that? That'll work. There we go. Dry nitrogen fill. This isn't a car. You don't need to fill it with nitrogen. There we go.
To start out, print the flat face, which is this one. I covered this during the turnaround assembly, but I'm just going to cover it again here. You want to lubricate the O-rings on the rail. If
Already
your
did that?
O-rings are coming off of your rail while you're using the blaster, just add a little dot of super glue underneath the O-ring before you put it on, and that will just keep it in place. And then, once again, lubricate the O-ring. These two holes in the top of the top cover. Once you have the RAM attached, your top cover assembly is now done.
Okay, so now I gotta put that top on, so get that. Get this started. Surprised there isn't like a little slot for this to index in. This just sits flat. There's no indexing on it. I'm surprised it doesn't sit in a slot. I guess the two screws will hold it in position, but I think there would be a slot. Little positive reinforcement or positive location. Print a 45-degree ACOG. A 45 ACOG is stupid. ACOGs are magnified. You don't put a 45 on your magnified optic unless it's a throw one that throws out of the way of a fixed red dot. There we go. So we got the plunger. That looks not straight. That's what I was kind of worried about. How do I make sure this is straight? There we go. I guess what I could do is I could always loosen it, put it in position, and then tighten it. But the tactical... My brother in Christ, we're building a lever action Nerf blaster here. Also, to the person who quit my Patreon because you don't like me building guns on stream, it's a Nerf blaster. But anyways.
Now we are going to move on to the trigger linkage of the slab. As you can see here, it is basically an L-shaped piece of plastic that pivots on a pin, and then it has a printed plastic pin that comes out of it, which is held together with some screws, and then a that attaches to a threaded rod pivots on that.
Okay.
We're going to start out with this piece right here, which is called trigger block. First, what you want to do is you want to test if it is loose enough to be pivoting on one of your pins. So take one of the pins, stick it in the hole, and just see if it goes in there freely. It shouldn't be loose and wobbly, but it should
we're good.
spin on that piece. If it is a bit too tight for you, you can take a drill bit that seems the correct size, and you can just make that hole a little bit wider. Once that hole is the correct size, you can then attach the printed pin. This hole here is keyed, so there's a flat face there. So you have the flat face of the flat face. You will then put a screw in through the back right here.
Okay, so we got that goes there, that goes there. There we go.
Once that is done, you can then take your rod cap and put it over the printed pin. You then want to take the two pieces that you
Okay, let me double check my orientation here. So that's attached like that. So then this goes like that. Okay.
And you want to spin the rod cap on the printed pin until it spins pretty freely. You want it to be nice and loose because it will have to pivot during the trigger linkage. You'll take it on the rod cap and you'll just spin it around this until it's nice and loose. At this point, you can then take this piece off of that area, and then you can hold it in your hand or with a pair of pliers, stick a screwdriver through this hole here, and take your threaded rod here and thread it into the hole. What I do is I thread it all the way into the hole until it doesn't go in any further, which would be approximately there-ish, and then I put it into the blaster and then I adjust it. I loosen it out of the hole until it reliably fires the catch with a reusable mounted trigger bolt. But we'll cover that later.
What pitch is this?
Now, I just recommend that you thread this threaded rod all the way into the rod cap as far as it will.
Because like, what's the pitch of this? Or what thread is this? What thread is this rod? Because I got a tap set here. I'm just going to tap this instead of trying to. Because holding this while you tighten it is going to be a nightmare. Yeah, because I'm just spinning the rod. 1032. Ooh, do I have? I've got 1032 tabs. M6. 1024. Is this 1032? Why'd you go with fine thread? Oh, okay, that's 1024. I might not have 1032 because that's fine thread. Yeah, I don't think I have 1032. Okay, so I gotta like hold this somehow. The only thread that matters is the thread at the end and the thread at the top. So if I grab this with a vise in the middle, it's not gonna matter, right? Like I think it only matters the thread at each end. So we'll hold it like that. And put that on. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, there we go. There we go. I didn't mangle it too much. Okay.
I generally do this by clamping this end of the rod in a drill, and I just hold this piece in a pair of pliers, and I just put it in there. Don't want to go too fast. You don't want to strip out the hole.
I kept it pretty straight too.
Bottoming out and then twisting everything. Once that is together, you can then take your little printed disc right here, rod cap keeper, and put that on the end, and then put another screw through that hole. And then.
Okay, so we got the flat side down, that there with the little flat side at the top facing up. And we get our screw. Get that. Get our little cap. And that screws into that. There we go. There's a bit of play in there, but I think that's right. Have you got to brand it? No, this apron's so old, it still has the old logo, like the original Nero 3DP logo on it. Like, I got to get a new apron at some point. Or move to something different.
Linkage. At this point, you should have all these parts assembled as shown here.
Cool, look at all that stuff. Now what do I do?
We are now going to begin the final assembly of the slab. To start off with, we are going to take the stock and half the receiver that you set aside previously. We are going to put some pins into it. This is a short takedown pin. This is the same size pin that we used for the muzzle previously. You're going to put this pin into this hole in the side of the receiver. The pin will sit beneath the surface level of the receiver, probably about that far down. You might need to push that in with a tip of a screwdriver or a pen or something like that, and the hole might be tight. Don't drill out the hole, it's fine if it's tight. Just push it in harder. You don't want this to be wobbly, because this is what the trigger linkage is going to be pivoting on. The second pin that you're going to put in is in this top hole, and that's what the lever is going to be pivoting on. This is a medium-sized takedown pin. The head doesn't need to be flat up against the side of the printed piece, because when we put on the side covers that cover up these pins as our last step in assembly, if the pin is completely flat up against this face right here, it will poke out too far on the other side. But we'll cover that later.
So which one is that?
So
oh, that's that one?
That we need in.
Okay. That one's a bit tight. That one fit in perfectly. This one's tight. Why are you tight? .6 mil. Which means this is probably a... .3/16. Are you 3/16? Yeah, you're 3/16. I have no idea where that drill bit went. I'm gonna have to find it. So I didn't drill all the way through. I still want like a bit of friction on it. I just want it to like, there we go. There we go. I don't know where that 5/64 pin or screw went, or drill bit, but I will find it later. Norntech. I just built an enclosure for my printer using 2-inch fireproof foam insulation, hoping to do some higher temp printing. That is a safe way to do it.
Lever and the trigger assembly. The trigger assembly is going to be sitting on this bottom pin, and the lever is going to be sitting on this top pin. First, we're going to put in the trigger assembly, as you can see here.
Okay.
It's your trigger linkage. You can then pivot this threaded rod and rod keeper down, so it's mostly out of your way.
Okay.
Next, we're going to be putting on the lever.
So this goes like that, and that goes like that, and then we can pivot that down, I guess. Okay. Okay, yeah, that goes like that, I guess.
It's going to be something like that. It also just slides onto the pin at an angle, and then you can just fold it up, so it's in the correct position.
Okay, so that, and then this goes on like that. That goes like that, and that goes like that. And then this goes like that. So this is my trigger. You can see it do that. Okay, cool.
So as you can see, lever and trigger linkage are now in place. Next, we're going to attach the top rail to the blaster. As you can see, here is your top rail assembly that you made previously. And we are just going to put this on top of all these parts. It'll go right there. Keep in mind that this little tongue, I guess you could call it, on the back of the top cover goes into this notch right here. That just sits there, and there are 2 screws on the other side. 1 screw there, and 1 screw there. Those just hold on onto the top cover nicely. At this.
Okay, so we've got our top cover. That just goes like that. So now I gotta flip this. There we go. What foam type and brand are you talking for the darts? For the darts, I've just got a big old box of Dart Zone Max. These are the darts I use. I use them because Apulu gave me a ton of them.
At this point, the blaster will look something like this. Next, we're going to move this trigger rod so it is pointing vertically straight.
Okay.
Something like that. And then we're going to add on the other side panel of the receiver.
Oh,
just
hey, I found this little rubber plunger. I don't know what it's from.
Just slide on that, and then you're going to put in the screws. There are 3 screws at the back. This screw, and this screw.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 2 at the front.
1 screw in the front, which
oh, just 1.
The top cover, right there.
Okay.
Also, while you are putting on this side cover, you want to line up these pinholes with the pins that we put in previously. The topmost pin will stick out the other side a little bit, and the bottommost pin will not stick out the other side a little bit. And you do want to make sure that the bottommost pin is pushed all the way through this other hole, that short.
Pause. Pause. Pause what? Those pics you sent me yesterday will soon be needed. Oh. Okay. Let me find those pictures you sent me. When did you send them? Let me find them again. Post them again. I don't know where you posted them. You post them in the Yacht Club, or where'd you post them? I don't know where you posted them. During the in live stream chat Saturday night. Okay, well, let me go digging. Oh, there we go. Okay, found him. That one. That one. And then, why am I getting ping from? What's in this one? One second here. Oh, there you go. Okay. So, optional rubber band tensioning trigger linkage and new lever bar priming spacer to reduce wobble. So what do I do here? What do I do here? What am I doing with these pictures? Like I see this one. I'm assuming that one I would do right now. Optional. So how do I put a rubber band on that? So I'm gonna need a rubber band for this, right? I'm gonna need a little rubber band. Do I have a? I've got rubber bands. You know what? I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna go get a bunch of rubber bands. I've got a whole bunch of rubber bands downstairs. I'll be back in one. Okay. So I got little rubber bands. I got a bunch of rubber bands. You know, little rubber band. I got more little rubber bands. I got that. Okay. So this looks like now. Okay, so I put a screw in there. So I see the little hole there. So I'm putting a screw in there, and I'm just putting a rubber band that loops around this part, which I can't really. I can get a band in there. I'll get a rubber band in there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let me just. Okay. This is going to be kind of interesting to do. Okay, I'm going to have to double it up. Tweezers, tweezers, tweezers. This is super awkward to see on camera, I bet. Where are my tweezers at? Oh, they're over here. Okay, so if you could see, this was added after, and it basically, you can see the rubber band there. So it basically acts to like help it reset. So let me put it on the tab there. There's like a little hook it's supposed to sit on. Doesn't want to sit on that. Oh, okay, popped off. One second here. Trying to put these on is kind of annoying, actually. There we go. There we go. Okay. There you go. You can see it like that. Okay. The spacer will come in later. Okay. The new spacer. Okay, so this is all the only thing I had to worry about was that. Okay. So I put that on. Now I can put my side panel on. Okay. I gotta drill this out. And I took the drill bit out. Of course I did. Of course I did. What was it? It was 3/16, right? There we go. Do you want me to save me here? But I'll send you a link. Oh, somebody else. Okay. So again, don't drill it out. Just drill enough that it's cleared for most of it, and then force the rest. Okay. Nope. Come on. Maybe I should have drilled it out all the way. 1 second. Getting this in here is fun. There we go. You go there, you go there. You go in there. There we go. Cool. Okay. And now I got to put a bunch of screws in this. Fun times. What's this hole for? I got this big old hole right here that doesn't, this one right here. Those holes are for the priming linkage. Okay. There we go. You can see it. There's the trigger doing trigger things. Cool. Okay.
Going into the side panel, we'll make sure that it doesn't rattle around and make sure that it's nice and sturdy to act as our trigger linkage. At this point, you can just flop around the lever, make sure that it's not rubbing up against anything. If it is, you might have wonky print tolerances, or you might have screws poking where they're not supposed to be. Just work at it, see where it's rubbing, and deal with the issues as you come across them. You should be able to move this rod back and forth with your hand and be pulling the trigger, and it should be moving it. And once you have gotten all that secured and done, we'll move on. Next in the assembly process, we're going to attach the Magwell and turnaround in the plunger assembly. In order to assemble this, you just make sure that you're glued the O-rings on the RAM, and then you just slide this all on. At this point, you can then attach the priming bars, which I will show here. As you can see.
Okay, so this just slides on, I guess. Is that just, oh, that just does that, okay. That big of a gap there? Yeah, I guess, okay. Okay, and then we get the priming bars. This is where the spacers will come in. So where do those spacers go? Oh, is it these guys right here? Spacers, what's spacers? I don't... What spacers are you talking about? Like, got two rods. What spacers? Like, were they a printed part I was supposed to print? Like, I don't know what I'm doing with spacers here. If you didn't print them later, it should be 2 really thin prints. I've got these little oh wait, I got this. How many do I need? 4 or 2? Got 1. Yeah, I think I only printed 1 because silly butts. Anytime there's multiple of something, put like an X2 on it. Because like I printed this, but I didn't know I needed 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. So I've got 1. I've got 1 spacer. So what side does the spacer go on? Or is it only on the back? It's only on the back, I'm thinking. Because I only have 1. I mean, I could print another one quickly. Or no, I can't because it's a bamboo. It takes forever. Yeah, I'll just put 1 on. I'll swap the other one. I'll just put it. I'll print 1 later. I don't have orange loaded anyways. Okay.
It's just these 2 flat bars right here that attach the turnaround to the lever. These 2 bars are just held in place with 2 long takedown pins. These 2 takedown pins just go through the holes in the turnaround in the lever. As you can see, there's a gap in between the priming bars and the lever here. That gap doesn't cause any issues, but people have asked about that in the past. Yes, there's supposed to be a gap there. In the future, there might be little spacers that you can put there, but they're really not necessary. At this point, you can then put your cotter pins through the holes that will be shown.
It's like, yeah, it's not necessary. Mod comes out. Okay, so these are necessary. Okay, so we got that. So obviously I only have 1 of these, so I'll put it on this side so that way when I go to add it later, it'll be an easy add-on. It'll be even easier if I can find them after. You know what? You go through here. Okay. That. Okay, where'd that printed spacer go? Yeah, and you fell under here. Okay, how'd you go so far? Where did you go? Shoot. It fell and I don't know where it went. How did I lose something already? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, and then I put the little cotter pins in, which I printed a bunch of these. These I printed a bunch of. Okay.
On the other end of the pins, they're not here in the model, but there will be holes that go through these pins in your hardware kit.
Just updated to print 2. Just put like X2. Just put an underscore after the file name, X_X2. That's how we do it on Vorons, and it's kind of, people know about it now.
That you bought separately, you can use printed cotter pins, which came in the kit, so I'll bring them in. These printed cotter pins are really nice because they don't rattle. They don't make any sound when they are in the holes, and they keep the thing in place very nicely. I fully recommend these printed cotter pins. If you can't get those to print for some reason, I recommend to use a brim when printing small bits. At this point,
they print it actually really.
Your barrel just slides into the front here. You want to make sure that this thumb screw is unscrewed first. So this thumb screw should be up a little bit, and then you can just stick a barrel in there. You do not lube these 2 O-rings. Do not lubricate your barrel. Just stick the barrel in there. Now,
well, I've already done it, so. Okay, so we're gonna put the barrel in, so I gotta loosen that one thumb screw. And then the barrel, one end is chamfered. Put the chamfered in first. That way you don't have issues loading. Okay, that's in all the way. Tighten that thumb screw back up. There we go.
Important note, barrels. You want to make sure that both of these edges, the inside edge and the outside edge, are smooth and not sharp. If it's sharp on the outside edge, it will cut up these O-rings on the inside, and that will not give you a good seal. So you want this outside edge to be slightly rounded. You can do that with a piece of sandpaper or an X-Acto blade or something like that. I just use a file or a piece of sandpaper and I give it a light sanding. Once that's that way, you can then jam it in.
Yeah, that's it all the way.
Around and tighten down this screw.
Okay.
At this point, we have attached the turnaround and magwell to the rest of the blaster. And now we are going to attach the front end. Now the front end of the blaster is just going to slide on from the front all the way over the back. There are a few things you need to line up while you are sliding this on. As we're sliding on the front end, we need to line up these two aluminum bars with the holes in the sides of the turnaround, these two slots right there. We also need to make sure that they're on the outside edge of these printed pieces. So they need to go through this hole and then sit on the outside of this printed piece. Now, at the same time, we also need to line up the barrel with the hole in the front.
Okay.
And this top bar with this slot up here.
Okay.
And the trigger linkage bar with this divot in the catch pusher.
Okay.
And the plunger rod with the hole in the back of the...
Oh, am I putting the plunger in there? I guess I'm putting the plunger in.
And also make sure that the spring doesn't fall off. And also make sure that the plunger doesn't fall out of the blaster.
Okay, so let me put the plunger in quickly.
It's also worth noting that this catch pusher can sometimes flop down while it...
Okay, so let me put some lube on the tube. So those O-rings are nice and slippery. There we go.
But it's not assembled.
So which way does the... Okay, so this faces downward, so we got the hook faces downward. Put that in. Okay. Put my spring in. I guess the spring goes in now, because I see it in the picture. That goes on like that. Okay, so what's going to connect first? These guys are, okay. What is... Oh, it's a stupid thing. Come on. Why won't you go? Why won't you go? Come on. Oh, it's that... Oh, wait. That's stupid. Yeah, it's... One second. You go in there. You go in there. You go in there. There we go. Oh. It's under tension. I had it. Okay, so now we're there.
It's also worth noting that this catch pusher can sometimes flop down while it is not assembled. Now, that's a lot of things to hold in place, which is why this isn't a quick takedown blaster, you can open this up, you can switch the spring, you can do all that stuff, but you're not going to do it in the battlefield. You also want to make sure that this plunger rod has the notch facing down.
Yep.
And you want to make sure that this rod is lined up with this square hole. Now, how do you do that? Well, since you can't see the end of the hole, you just want to make sure that this is roughly vertical. If it's angled, it won't go into that hole easily. And if it's angled that...
Okay, how do I attach this together so I can let go of it?
And you can stick it in upside down. So don't. You want the notch on the bottom to be facing the bottom, but you want this to also be lined up correctly.
I can't see if I have it on the bottom. I think I have it.
We are clearing these rods right here, making sure that they go into these side slots.
Yeah, we're good.
The barrel is lining up with the hole there, which it is. Going to keep sliding it on. At this point, we're going to grab on the plunger rod, make sure that's nice and centered. We're going to hold the full blaster pretty still as we move it together. Keep sliding it in.
Okay.
At this point, you're going to make sure that this top rail is lined up with the slot.
Yeah.
Keep sliding it in. Make sure that the plunger rod is going into the plunger rod hole inside of the bit back there. Keep sliding it on. At this point, you're going to make sure that this bit, this catch pusher, is lined up correctly and not flopped down. Line this up with that. And now we're just going to push it in the last little bit. Just that. So at this point, you are holding together the blaster because the spring,
I know, the spring's trying to push it apart. Tell me what to do. Hurry up.
Put 1/1032 screw in the top of the muzzle.
Okay.
The screw just goes through, keeping that in place.
Okay.
You can let go of everything and it won't fly apart.
Okay. Dang it. Okay, you know what? Ha ha. There we go. Ha.
Now it's important
Bit of tension on that.
You want all of these parts to not have gaps in between them. This entire top rail shouldn't have gaps. If you do have a gap, you might have lined up this rod incorrectly. You want this backmost hole to be the one that you put the screws in. If you have the front end assembled, or if you slid it on not far enough, it will line up with the wrong hole, which I'll show real quick. So if you have this lined up incorrectly, you might be lined up with that hole, and then you'll have a gap there, which is bad. Let's see.
Okay.
You want it to be lined up with the correct hole. If this isn't going together all the way, you might have bits of plastic inside of the muzzle piece.
I've lost
Bits of support material or some crap back there.
Oh, that's why. That's
If that's the case, you can just clear that out with a flathead screwdriver. Just kind of scrape the bottom of there. If that's clear and it goes on all the way, then we are getting really close to being done. At this point, we're just going to attach the two side panels that go over these two side bits. We're going to put in the fat screws, and then we're pretty much done and ready to start testing the slab, making sure that it's assembled correctly. As you can see, these two side panels just sit right there. Important to note, make sure that this pin is still in the correct spot, pushed in all the way. At this point, the top pin, if it's through too far, it'll begin hitting this top bit right here. Now, you don't want to just push on this bit harder because it might hit the plastic. So take this off, push this pin back a little bit, then put this on. Put these three screws in. And then on the other side, we're going to do much the same.
so
make sure that this head is...
okay, so let's get this all together. So these clear through that. Yeah, that's clear. Okay, so let's get this in. So this actually lines up properly. So that's that, that's that. You're in the right spot. Okay. That one linkage in. Wow, sorry. It's like great camera view. Okay, there's that, there's that. Got our two side pieces. Which way do these look like?
Take this off.
Okay, so those go up. Okay, so that goes like that. Okay. Okay. You sent me an upgraded spring. That makes sense now. That makes sense now. By the way, I printed all these parts with like no labeling on it or anything. Like everything's like blank. I like the more generic, unlabeled, aesthetic. Okay, why aren't you going in? Okay, we'll put you in first. There we go. There we go. And then you go on there. The unaesthetic. I like the stealth look of things. I prefer stealth looks, like, for stuff like this. Like, the only reason these are orange is because everything else is like gray and black. And I'm like, it is a blaster. I don't need anyone getting confused. That's why the muzzle brake is bright orange. Silverfox doesn't ship to Canada. I think they do. Unless, Apulo, did you have to forward me the silverfox stuff? Because I think they ship to Canada. Okay, so considering I don't have any parts left in here except for the muzzle brake, are we done?
Push this pin back a little bit.
I don't want to cock it until I know we're good.
And then on the other side, we're going to do much the same. We're going to make sure
Okay.
this head is pushed in a little bit, and then put in these 3 screws right there. And then we're going to finish off the assembly with these 2 fat screws right there. Now, these fat screws,
I put those in
all
first.
the way so they bottom out against the bar. The way that we're holding the bar in place is that the stem of the screw is going into a hole in the plastic right here, but it's also grabbing onto the head of the screw in this hole. So it's important that you have both of those pieces aligned correctly. If you do, and if you screw the screws all the way, then you're pretty much done with your slab. I'm going to cover real quick how to attach the scar that I have in the file set if you decide to print that, but other than that, we're going to cover troubleshooting, and then doing some test firing, and then we'll be pretty much done. The silly scar is the scar with a Mega XL spigot on the end.
That's what I got right here.
For the little muzzle cap I made for the blaster. This uses the same mechanism as the rest of the scar, and it's really bigger than it needs to be, but it's a good option if you want to use the scar on some spring loads, and then you want to swap to a different spring load, and then the scar doesn't work as well. So you can just swap out this bit, and then still have something covering your muzzle, so it doesn't stab someone with a pointy metal barrel. In this model, the end of the barrel is further in than it should be, but it's close enough. As you can see here, you can just put on the muzzle nut first, then put on 017 O-ring, then put on the scar on top of all that. The scar will kind of seat onto the barrel a little bit, because this bit right here captures the barrel right there. Then you can tighten on the nut, and that will squeeze the O-ring and tighten up the barrel. And if you don't have an 016 O-ring, you can also use a rubber band or something like that. That won't seal the barrel, but it will still keep it in place while holding on to this front bit. Just tighten that down, nice and tight, and you have your scar attached. And then at this point, your slab is fully assembled. Next, let's cover how to make sure that it's working. At this point, you should have your slab completely assembled, but it might not be working yet. You should prime it, see if it catches, and then load a dart and try firing it. The odds are that you might not be able to pull the trigger and have the catch go off, and that is because we haven't.
Okay, so okay, that works. Okay, it caught. And it shot. I think we're good. Yeah, we're empty. Yeah, I think we're good. Nope. We were good. I gotta push it more. Is that what it is? It's gotta be pushed more. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna have to push that out. Yeah. Yeah, that worked because that's slow. Yeah, okay. So I gotta back the rod out. I gotta back the rod out. So yeah, so the reason it was firing, I don't know if you could see the plunger rod. Let's see here. It's supposed to sit in this little divot. It's sitting below it. So I'm gonna have to like unscrew it a bit, which is gonna be fun to do. Okay, let me put a dot on here to make sure I can see it spinning. Should it be touching it in its like default state? There we go. Okay, let's try this again. One dart. Make sure we're good. Yeah, we're good. Get some. That came out real clean. That build came out real clean. Okay, now comes the part where I get darts all over the room. I don't have my chrono up here. It's somewhere downstairs in a box. I gotta find where I put it. Flywheel one. I would like to build a flywheel one that's not full auto. I'm not a fan of full auto darts. Two reasons. One, I don't want to pick up all the darts. And two, I don't want to pick up all the darts. But a semi-auto would be kind of cool. Also, I want a break action double barrel, if they make any. That's enough darts. I don't know how many are in here, but so I know Steve. Ooh, that's the ceiling. So I know Steve put a hole in his garage door with his. Mine I've reinforced. So I don't know if what you guys can see. What can you see if I'm standing right here like that? Yeah, you can see. So first off, let me get a box of filament, because that's the universal judge to see the penetrating force. Is will it go through cardboard? Just saying, has a longer barrel than I do. Oh, well, you're a different Steve though. So we got this cardboard box. So let's see if we can punch a hole in the Polymaker. Oh, hey, Polymaker. Do you want to win a spool of Polymaker filament like this? Enter for your chance, link in the video description. Because at the end of the stream, in like 45 minutes, we're going to do a giveaway. So, yeah. Enter to win, or else. It doesn't click. I'm expecting like a click when I go full extension, but it doesn't really. Okay, so this is weaker. This is weaker because it doesn't actually penetrate the cardboard. I wonder if the spigot does that. Uh-oh. Loosen that off. Okay, so let's see if it's any better without. Yeah, it dents it, but it doesn't penetrate. So I'm not too concerned about it blowing a hole in my garage door like Steve's did. There we go. Where is the bottom of the barrel? There we go. There we go. Get some. Okay. I don't know. Can you see? I can't see. Oh, I can't. Okay, wait. I can just move the monitor. There we go. Yeah. It's not that accurate. It's accurate enough. Here, let's make a range. Let's make a range. There we go. It's for close encounters. The fact that the trigger moves with it, you could slam fire this. This could be slam fired. 1 second here. Let me reload. Let me reload here, because I think you could slam fire this. I think you could slam fire this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Good enough. Do 15. I think this is a 15 dart holder. Okay, there we go. And I think you can manually load it. Like you can see right there. So if you wanted to manually load it, you could. But if you're looking at the action, it kind of, it's almost like the magazine needs to be up a bit more, and that feeds it in. Nice in there. It's nice and simple. Okay, let's see if we can slam fire this thing. So if you hold the trigger and just, so you fire, hold the trigger down, rack it, it'll just auto shoot, right? So you can The only thing is, I'm catching myself right in here. The meat of my hand, when I'm doing that, when I come back in, it's like getting caught. I'm pinching myself right in here. Right in there, I'm pinching myself. But, okay. Talks amongst yourselves while I pick up the darts. Because there are darts everywhere. Luckily, they all bounce back. So I've got my nice little range set up here. So they do bounce back for the most part. Mostly. They mostly bounce back. Mostly. I'm going to be finding... Okay, well, I found like not 15, so... Okay, so hey, do you want to build one of these yourself? Well, you're going to need some filament for it. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, because we're going to be doing the giveaway in... probably end the stream early today because this build's already done. We're going to be doing the giveaway in 9 minutes. You got 9 minutes to enter. There we go. What is it like to be hit multiple times? So, let's do our super scientific comparison here. So we've got the caliburn, and this is already loaded. Or not the caliburn, the talon claw. We've got the talon claw. We've got the bolt action, which doesn't have a scope on it or any form of sight. This is the lightest, I think. Yeah, this is the lightest one, so that's the lightest one. I got this guy. I think this one has the most FPS. This does 240. So let me get my super scientific box of judging how much oomph stuff has. So we're going to be aiming for the dot. It will sit right there. We'll start with the bolt action. Okay. 6 inches. So that went right through. Darts in there. Switch over to the talon claw. 6 inches. Went right through the cardboard. Obviously it's not going through the back, but it's going through the front. And now the slab. Yeah, so the slab's got the least amount of power to it, but I think it also has the smallest spring, or maybe I'm leaking air through the roundabout or something. I don't know, but it's got the least amount. But I mean, do I really want to do this? Y'all better like the smash button. Upper thigh, like in the thigh. I think the thigh would be, because if I do this with this, that ain't gonna do anything because the apron. So I figure back of the leg. See, if I was smart, I'd be saying I'm only gonna do this if I get, you know, somebody gifts some subs. But I'm not like that, so I ain't like other girls. Ow! Motherfucker. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. It's a lot less than these guys, that's for sure. Oh, I hit a keyboard. Why is my keyboard going crazy? Okay. No, I can't shoot the little guy. We were playing, because the little guy got some darts for Christmas. He got some Nerf guns. So I brought this guy out, and I hit him from across the house, and it was too much. So we don't play with these ones with darts inside. So I love the looks on this. Like aesthetically, I'm loving these colors. I'm loving these colors. Back that out just a bit more. How accurate is it? It's accurate enough. At like... Oh, okay, that was a misfire. It's at 15 feet, it's down 3 inches and 1 to the left, which it's these are Minute of Man rifles. And by rifles, I mean Nerf blasters. So, the magazine's a store-bought item. Magazines are store-bought items. So, we've now got this guy. Wait, I gotta do it. I'm sorry, I gotta do this. So, that ain't gonna work. So, if I cock it, load it, I'm gonna have to take the magazine out, because if I have a magazine, it'll double load. So now, that should be pretty loosey-goosey, right? So I should be able to... I don't... Yeah! Get some! That worked. I should have put the... I didn't want to put the big hoop. They actually have a big hoop lever for this. So let's see if I do this. So bang. Ooh, that's too long. It's too long. Okay, so boom. Yeah. This is fun. This is fun. I'm shooting at my own printers too. So bang, bang. Okay, cool. I don't know where that went. Heck yeah. Par gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. There's a printed Half Dart magazine. I'll check that out because I only have 2 magazines. I've only got the straight stick, and then I've got this one, which I keep on this one because the colors match. So now I could be all like, I've got, why do I have so many Nerf guns? Now, see, I need a pistol now. I need a pistol to go with this. Watching somebody else shoot Nerf is probably fun for the shooter. Yeah, this is why we're ending the stream, or we're doing the giveaway in like 2 minutes, because now that I've got Nerf guns, I'm just gonna sit here and go pew pew, which isn't as fun when you're by yourself. But I've now got a decent arsenal of these things, so that's cool. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have been shooting at the printer that's actively printing, because that print failed. Printers. Which one are you? I knew it would fail. I'm purposely printing stuff to fail for a video that I want to do. Can I not connect to Toasty Boy? Oh, no, not Toasty Boy. Where's Big Papa Joey P? There's Big Papa Joey. There's Big Papa. Okay, pause. Let me see. Did you actually fail? I was hoping you would fail. I've been printing stuff to fail. Yep, that fails. Good. Failed. Good. I printed this whole Doom Guy helmet specifically to show you why you don't print full-size helmets. This helmet is a fail. This is a fail for several reasons, and I might do a video on it. Okay, so yeah. So we got this. And we got this guy. Yeehaw. So I'm gonna put some clear PETG and print. Actually, I'm gonna print the magazine. Anyone got a link to that magazine? Anyone got a link to the magazine that you can print for these? Anyone got a link to that magazine? Printables. It's a Carl Gustav. If anyone has the model for a Nerf Carl G, I'm totally down for that. I love me my Carl Gustav. It very fun. You are working on a break action double barrel. Oh. I know it's gonna be stupid, but please have shells that the darts go in that eject out when you open it. I want to be able to break it open and it just go poop, and then you go kunk, boop. And then also have it so that you can either fire one at a time or both at the same time. I want me a Doom super shotgun. I want me a Doom. There are shells. Yes. Yes. I want me a Doom super shotgun. At Steve, what printer did I print these on? It depends. This one was mostly printed on the Bamboo, except for the black was printed on one of my Vorons. The Talon Claw was also on the Bamboo. The bolt action, this guy here was a mixture of the Trident and a V2. Yeah, this one was Trident and V2, I believe. I think I might have printed a couple parts on the Bamboo. I don't know. I printed whatever has the filament loaded in that I use. And right now, because this is PETG, it's all on the Bamboo. It's like really the only printer I print PETG on regularly. Dart magazine. Somebody said there's a Dart magazine on here. Oh, here we go. Oh, Nerf Elite. No, I need, is this it? Half Dart. Is this what I want? Where are the files? Okay. 16, 12. I want 8. I want 8. Okay. And that. Okay. And yes, I know I said we're going to do the giveaway. Give me a second. Discard. There's another one. Well, which one's the best one? If somebody knows, whatever one's the best one, link it in the Discord. Join the Discord if you're not on the Discord. And link it in the Discord. Printables, sure. Yeah, that's the one I just looked at. Ooh, something's coming at the end of January, and it's gonna be fun. Link in Discord. There we go. Okay, let me find it. Yeah, the one you linked me is the Shure one, the one I just looked at. That somebody said that's not the right one. Oh, somebody else is saying link it in Discord. Yeah, if you know which one's the good printables. Nerf Dart magazine. Nerf Dart magazine. I've got this one. Downloads. So that's that, but it's got no spring in it. So what is it this one? Is this the fully printed one? Any updates on the X1C? Not for me. Okay. So here's the funny thing. All the YouTubers that are making videos on it, we're all in the same Discord. Simple as that. We all know the same stuff. But none of us are going to go public with new stuff until it's like cleared by the people actually working on the X1 Plus team. So if you ask me in a stream to release something, I'm not going to. If I had cool shit to give you, I'd give it to you. Believe me, but I don't, or I can't. So, okay, so we have this one here. We got a few here. There's Printables is being a bit slow today, and Apulo's linking one too. Okay, so we got this one. We got this one. How many is this? 17 round. I want a shorty. You know what? We're gonna do this one. The same team that had access to the log files. Glomar response. I think we'll try this one. Because I want a little stubby one. Discord. So Apollo sent one too, which is this one. Files. Oh yeah, Thingiverse redesigned. In PETG. I'm gonna print the whole thing in PETG. I'm gonna load up some clear PETG and send it. Yeah, I'm not printing a 2.5 one. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna print. We'll do this one. We'll just do this one. Okay, so spring cut 2 length 6 9. Okay, but what? The one you linked is the one Silly recommends. This one? Okay. Or no, not this one. Where's my Discord? This one. Okay, well, I guess we're printing this. Okay, optional, follower, body, thumper. Why are these all zip files? Fucking hell. This, okay, downloadable files. I'm sorry, nothing is more annoying than, okay, extract all is downloading a file. You better not all be zips. Okay, good. Oh, and look, more zips inside the zip. It's so fucking annoying. I hate how all these sites do this. Thangs is horrible for this too. If I hit download and it's one freaking file, why are you zipping it? Okay? Just, it's so bloody annoying. Ah! Because nothing is more annoying than you download the file, you open up your slicer, and you're like, where are all my files? Where are all my files? Why are there so many files? Okay, 8 round left, 8, I want right 8 round. Okay, so we got left and right 8 round. Oh. 40 round magazine. No, we're gonna do 8 round. Nope. Okay. So we got left, we got right. Where's the springs? Universal follower. Where are the springs? They require supports. Yeah, that's okay. I could turn on supports. Supports ain't bad. Where do they need supports at? Oh God! Oh yeah, that little thing there. So where are the springs? Do I need to buy springs for this? I don't want to buy springs. I'd rather step, body, bumper. Bumper. What is the bumper? Those need dumps. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna bother. If I'm not gonna. It doesn't use. Okay, well, I was hoping for one that would use. I want to use printed springs so I can just print the whole thing and just go. So I'm gonna download the ones that use the shitty printed springs because that's it's easy. Look, printed springs. There we go. Okay. So, 4 darts, 9 darts. There we go. Download that. Download the follower. Download the bottom plate. Download the bottom clap. Which one is this? 178 for 9 mil. What is the this mean? Oh, for extrude. Oh, for extrusion. Okay, so if I'm printing with 4, I use 4. Okay. Okay. So download file. Download. Yeah, you don't want them too stiff. You don't want them too stiff. You just want it stiff enough that it there we go. Go. Okay, so we're going to lay this on your back. Here's the follower. The follower, I'm going to lay you down too. On this side. By the way, people who design stuff, orientate your shit. Nothing is more annoying than having to load up stuff and then go around and do all this manual orientating. You do know you can load your files up after you export them, change the orientation, and they'll lay down flat if you save it, so that, you know, I don't have to sit here and reorientate all your shit every time. It's super annoying. Also, clicking on this is gonna be annoying. Okay, so you go here, rotate. Like that's just lazy CAD design. There we go. So you're gonna go right about there. You're gonna go right about there. You're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. And we are gonna print you in silver PETG, because that's what I have loaded. Or do I want to do orange or clear? Yeah, we'll just do orange, whatever. That's what I already got. Or what do I got loaded? I got silver loaded. We'll do silver. We'll do silver. We'll do silver. Wouldn't that body print vertically best? I actually don't think so. Okay, first I gotta turn brims off. No brim. I don't think it would, because one, the bottom's not flat. It is flat. I'm just looking at the geometry. I think it would print better like this. Yeah, it's designed to print like this. Okay. So resync that. Resync. Okay, cool. The path goes to, what do you mean the path goes to? Well, it shouldn't. Okay, cool. So Control A, change all that. You're gonna be that, which is PETG basic. Strength is Voron spec. I'll take it. Slice plate. I don't think anything needs support. Yeah, that should be good. That should be good. Yeah, it's all designed to print like this. Okay, cool. Print plate. Send. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. If it works, it works. It don't, it don't. Okay, you guys want to do a giveaway? Let's do a giveaway. If you haven't entered to win yourself some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. Do this now, because we're gonna do the giveaway in like 1 minute. So enter for your chance. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to do a little talking. I keep wanting to pump this. I will say it's actually really nice. This actually, ooh, ow, ow. Where'd it? Can you see that? Can you see that? You can see that hair right there that it just ripped out of my face. That's what I get for trying to get a cheek weld on this thing. Again, the length of pole, guys. Length of pole. Like, actually, yeah. See it. Yeah, see, I was. Yeah, it's. This feels weird. This feels weird. Then again, it's a lever action. So you want to be like, yeehaw! I'm a cowboy. Yeehaw! Get some. Cool. That was fun. That was a fun build, and I'm happy I actually had all the printed parts for it. Let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. Okay. Okay, link to sheet, create, there we go. Ooh. Copy all that, there we go. Bing, bang, boom, copy, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, there we go, cool. In the meantime, let me fix my music so it's all playing right. go back to my normal audio settings. There we go. Okay, cool. So this is a 15 round magazine. I need a number between 1 and 15 right now. I need a number between 1 and 15. Mark, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers, appreciate it. Check Discord. I will after I do the giveaway. 13 works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There we go. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, it'll be on the line. Oh, it's gonna be on the line. It's gonna be our odd color line. Fully for sure. Yep, totally. It's gonna make it. Nope. Scott, though. Congratulations, Scott. The Paladin. Congratulations, Scott. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. Mike is an apron. Twitter link in description is the old handle. What? The Marksman package. What is this? What is this? What is this? Adjustable cheek riser and an extended raised rail. What is that? Why does it have a muzzle brake? Why does it have a muzzle brake? Why does it have a muzzle brake? There ain't no gases escaping. There ain't no gases escaping from this. Why does it have a muzzle brake? It doesn't even have the thing to make it spin. So this is just completely cosmetic. Wow, I'm tired. So, I printed this extra piece of, I don't know where this goes. That's all garbage. That's all garbage. Cool. Watch, I'm being a good boy. In the garbage. This cardboard box I'm going to keep though, because I might need that. Same with this. I need to get my darts out of here. Oh wait. Like, why can't I open this? Wow, I actually cut the... There you go. So if you want to see the entry and exit wounds of the Nerf darts, if you had a choice between a K1 Max and the Cheaty X3 Max, what would you choose? I don't have a Cheaty X3 Max. I have an X3 Smart and an X3 Plus. Both of those are in my room of printers I don't use often. Take that as you will. Take that as you will. Whoop. It's still good. The Cheaties, I don't know. I want to like the Cheaties so much. I've got nothing against Cheaty as a company. Their printers seem decently built. It's like they stumbled at the finish line. I get that kind of feeling with them, that they just kind of stumbled at the finish line. So let's see. So. Yeah, I should have printed the... So there's an actual big loop one of these that you could print that'll let you do this a little bit easier. Boom. Yeah, see, it won't even go through cardboard. Maybe if I had the full-size dart. Do I have any full-size darts out here? I don't think I have any full-size darts out here. This is asking for a tube. Like I feel like I should be loading it like this, right? I should be, you know, not magazine fed. I'm not no magazine tube shotgun. No magazine on a shotgun. I don't like magazines on shotguns. This should have a tube. More tube. My microphone is, oh, sorry. Microphone fell off. This should have a tube. I want to be reloading it like this, right? I want to be reloading it like this. Friends don't let. At least it doesn't have a pistol grip. Nothing's worse than a shotgun with a pistol grip. It's so weird because like the fact that the magazine moves as you do that. Can you fire this out of battery? No, actually, no, you can't fire it out of battery. No, you really can't fire this out of battery, so that's kind of cool. So right about... Yeah, you pretty much can't fire this out of battery. That's not bad. The current build plate is not the same as the G-code. Oh, bloody fucking hell, Bamboo. Nothing is worse than like you hit start and you think the print's gonna start and the printer has like a stupid little hang up. What are you complaining? Oh, high temp plate. Is there a way to change the default? Where do you change the default bed? I know you could change the default nozzle. Where the hell can I change the default bed on this? I never use the high temp plate. Where can I change the bed type in this? I'm getting so annoyed with having to change the bed type every time. Where? Is it a setting somewhere? Stop. I know you can, but the problem is the way the Bamboo works, your Z offset's different on the different plates. So if I print it with it thinking it's on the high temp plate, it prints too close to the bed on a textured bed. Change it and save the printer. Is that what I have to do? I have to, but save it where? Like save it in here? There's like, okay. Why won't you let me override it? Well, you're overriding it, whatever. Okay, so if I discard high temp plate. No, I want to stick with the, oh, whatever. I know it's in the drop down, but it doesn't save. Like, I don't know. What time is it anyway? So we ending? Oh, this is very cowboy-y. Yeehaw. I need a cowboy hat. Top left under Bamboo, second option was bed type. Top left under Bamboo. Second option is bed type. Where is bed type? Oh, no, I know this setting here, but how do I save it? Like, you think there'd be a setting in here. There's a setting in here to change your default nozzle type, but why isn't there an accessory for bed type? It's in the filament settings? Cooling. Setting override. Advanced. Multi-material. Notes. Filament. Where? Hey. Oh, be careful, you're bordering on Bamboo Labs' limit of negative feedback. Yeah, kick off the affiliate program. Can't be kicked off something you never applied to be on in the first place now, can ya? What am I trying to do? My Bamboo always defaults, all my Bamboos default to the freaking high temp plate. I don't have high temp plates on my machines. I run textured PI. So what happens is I'm like, oh, I need to print something quick. I open up Orca Slicer. I have all my default profiles set up. I just load it up, hit slice and go to print. But it's like, it goes, no, you load, I've got the textured plate. So you know you hit print, I'm just gonna stop and not do anything until you acknowledge that you have the wrong bed, and then I'll print. You know how annoying it is to like slice something, hit print, go to bed, wake up, and the printer hasn't done a damn thing all night? It's super annoying. So anyways, this stupid setting right here, I have to like, every time I open up this printer, I have to manually change it to textured PI plate. Every time. It doesn't save. Just buy a textured plate. It is a textured plate. Assume you're on. No, I'm on 1.7. Should I might have to update. I probably got to update. I'm on 1.7 because all the computers I have in the house are on 1.7, and I haven't had any need to update. I usually only update stuff if there's a new feature added that I need. And I don't think like anything changed with 1.9. I don't know. Anyways, I already did the giveaway, so we're gonna end the stream because I am hungry and I need to make dinner for the family. So while I knock over all my Nerf guns, we're gonna call it there. Again, shout out to Apollo for providing the parts kit from Silverfox Industries that I used in this build series for this. And shout out to, actually this is Printed Solid. Shout out to David from Printed Solid for sending me a box of PETG last year at some point because I said I was out of PETG and needed some because I used it for this. Also shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the video description. And for those that donate to the channel, became members of the channel or gifted memberships to others, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. And if you do want to help support the channel, consider checking out some of the links in the description or becoming a channel member yourself. It goes a long way in supporting the channel and allowing me to keep creating the content I create. So we're going to call it there. There is a link to Silverfox if you do want the kit I used for this. It's not an affiliate link or anything, so go check that out. And on Friday, I don't know what we're doing yet. I might start, I don't know. I'm waiting on stuff to show up, so I don't know what I'm doing yet Friday. We'll figure it out. There'll be a video on Thursday, hopefully. And then Saturday, there will be no stream at our regular time. If I do a stream, it'll either be earlier in the day or Sunday. But Saturday night, no stream. And tomorrow, I'm gonna try and do Twitch stream. If not tomorrow, Thursday. So I will see you then. It is Tuesday. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you at some other point. Goodbye.